Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 10 in the NFL. We're talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. He takes all the games the other cappers shy away from, and those tend to be a lot of times games with these bigger spreads over a touchdown, double digits. And right now he's going to cover Seattle Giants, another one of those games. Seattle, big favorite. You want to go with the underdog that's weak, or do you want to go with the maybe overvalued big favorite that's clearly the stronger team? Nonetheless, we'll see what Joe has to say. Joe, thanks for being back with us.
No, thank you, Peter.
All right, so before we hear your thoughts on Seattle Giants, tell us all about OffshoreInsiders.com, because it's a whole different ballgame at OffshoreInsiders.com than in these videos. OffshoreInsiders.com is where you give your top plays each week.
Yeah, no, I would say roughly of the picks I give here, maybe 20% of them are actually premium plays. And if I know at the time I'm recording it, because sometimes we do these earlier in the week before I've completed my plays, but there are a couple. Watch every video we've done this week. College and pro football, I got some premium plays, and I specify when I know it's a premium play. But yeah, we're doing extremely well. I think it's 16-6 in the NFL, or 16-7 maybe in the NFL lately. We're winning, and we're certainly winning long term. All that and more at OffshoreInsiders.com.
Okay, sounds good, Joe. Well, Seattle right now is a 9 or 9.5 point home favorite over the Giants. And Seattle, you know, I think the jury has made its decision, right? Seattle has basically been overvalued this year. They've now lost 4 straight against the spread. And even before that, you know, they had that game that they covered in overtime when they were a favorite of more than a field goal. So, you know, that wasn't a convincing cover at all. It's just not about, you know, situations or week to week. I think it's just Seattle has been systematically overvalued, at least for the first part of this season. Here, though, you know, if there's any team where that might be mitigated, it's the Giants. You know, the Giants were coming off of a bye, Monday Night Football, home dog, and they got absolutely blown out, you know. So, you know, the Giants aren't necessarily a team that's been, you know, killing it against their spreads either. Seattle minus 9 or 9.5. Maybe you might want to take a shot with the over. Currently, it's 44.5. Seattle has tended to have higher scoring games this year, and the Giants as well. Their defense is very vulnerable. Their offense is good enough to put up, you know, a few points to get games to go over the total. 44.5, not a huge total, so maybe I'd lean over 44.5. I don't know. What do you like here, Joe?
Yeah, no, Peter, I can understand why nobody wanted this game. I like to exploit what I call predictably unpredictable teams, but I think in these two cases, I don't know if you can call them predictably unpredictable. You can just call them unpredictable. They've been very streaky this year, but the Giants, you know, especially, look, remember, they really struggled last year offensively, and then they showed some signs of life. But the bottom line is really over the last, just this season and the second and all of last year, their offense is just not that good. Now, for every now and then, they just explode, and you think they're on their way back, but they have not been a good offense overall, and I'm not impressed by them. Seattle, you're right. They did come in overvalued. Really, probably Seattle, when it comes to sides and totals and premium picks, I've done as well with them as any team the last 2 years, as any team that I have, and as any handicapper has done with any team. But this game, I don't know if it's going to be a premium play, but the bottom line is Seattle is so much better at home than they are on the road. Now, they haven't been a great home team this year spread-wise, but over the last 2 years, they've been spectacular at home and not necessarily as great on the road. But the Giants, they're in a very tough situation. They've got the short weekend. They're traveling about 2,400 miles to Seattle. So it's a tough travel situation for them. They are struggling mightily. Keep in mind, 4 times this year, the Giants have failed to cover by at least 12 or more. Now, they come back sometimes with spectacular efforts, but the Giants, I think, all in all, are a bad team. They're a good go against. And Seattle, they play their best at home. And like I said, the spot is something that I've really weighed a lot more in the past half dozen or so years, and I think it's just such a tough spot for the Giants on a short week going all the way across the country.
And what do you think of the over? You think that you want to stay away from that, or do you think that might have a little bit of value as well?
I would say definitely the over. The Giants have gotten a bunch of injuries in the secondary, so they're very thinned out in the secondary, and I know that Seattle had talked about maybe opening up their offense a little bit more this year. They haven't completely done that, but this would be a really good opportunity to open up that offense. And, yeah, I would say that the over would be a very good play. And Seattle does have a lot more talent on offense than people realize. It's just that last year they were much more of a ball control team, and they showed some signs of opening up a little bit this year. But I really think that they're going to open it up in this game because it's a perfect opportunity. If they truly, you know, as the saying goes, want to take what the defense gives them with all the injuries the Giants have in their secondary, they should definitely open it up here.
Joe Duffy, though, leaning Seattle, currently -9, widely available. Thanks so much, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.